Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. So, on this proactive pragmatism, there's something that's been bothering my soul deep down inside, and I have to address it. It's not answering the wake up call when life calls you to make changes in your life. And it's like, ring, ring, hello, it's your future. And so a part of your future is it's your circle of friends. It's your career choice. It's your vision for what is to come. And especially like in a time like COVID-19, Corona, whatever you want to call it, it reveals things. And so first, let's start with circle of friends. When it comes to your circle of friends, we have to start asking ourselves, do the activities that we're doing align with what we say we want with those friends? I had a podcast that I did a few weeks ago with, shout out to Alan Billinger, episodes on the Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as Spotify if you're into Audible, and into audio as well. We talked about how people will have party sessions, but they won't have study sessions. You have to understand how powerful a group of friends that are aligned, accomplishing the same goal is. That's what makes teams great. It's what makes businesses great. But if you're aligning yourself with people who haven't successfully done what you want to do, or even taken the actionable steps that you've taken in your life, you're doing yourself a disservice, because everything that you say you want doesn't align with your friend circle. And I'm not saying leave all of your friends behind, but those who are not aligning with everything that you say you want to accomplish, one of the only ways that you're going to be able to lift them up is walking in your truth, walking into that calling that you say that you want to do, and also being able to go it alone. I find myself being the most successful often when I just say, you know what, they don't want to do this. You know, we came up with a plan. I'm just gonna keep marching. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna take the steps and reach out to the people that want to align with the vision that I have for my future, because no person is an island. So if I create a pathway, I can help other people. But if I don't pave that pathway and everything that I say is caught up in the allure of hope, eat, love, pray, dream, all of these quotes that we use to apply to things that we say we want, but it doesn't look like we really want it because we're not walking it like we talk it. Start doing a critical assessment and being deliberate about the people that you have in your life. That means friends, that means family, that means the direction of your relationships. And that can be romantic or it can be strictly platonic. But you have to ask yourself on a Friday night, if you decided that you were going to grind and focus on your goals, would those people still be there? And secondly, it's your career choice. So what are we not doing? What call are we not answering about the research? And how is fear of failure crippling us along our journey? The thing about fear is rooted in emotion. And with emotions, you can do either one or two things. You can fold, or you can use those emotions as fuel for the fire to become a better person. And often I have to give myself a critical assessment. I'm like, are you not making a decision? Is your anxiety tied to fear of failure? If so, you need to pick up yourself, grab your backpack, and start marching. Take that hill, because on the other side of that hill is every goal that you said you wanted. It's everything that you tell yourself that you dream and you envision at night. It's everything that you've told to yourself and you've told to others that you're gonna do, that you've been putting off for the last 5 years. Let's start marching in our career choice. Let's start making choices. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take this path. And it doesn't have to be a perfect path, but you do have to start. And so you also have to ask yourself, you know, have I come up with the plan? Do I know the numbers? Do I know how many years it's going to take? Do I know the salary? Do I know the success rate in that industry? We have to stop making decisions based off of emotions and make it based off of realistic numbers, realistic data, because the data is out there. But if we don't do our research, we're not doing our due diligence to set ourselves up for success. And the only way to do that is we have to be intentional. Does that industry provide the happiness that you want? We live in an age where technology is immaculate, and it's one of the greatest tools for you to research a company to see if, you know what, maybe our ideologies don't align. Maybe our philosophies are at conflict. Maybe I'm a people-oriented person, and the truth is, you can read the comments on Indeed.com, and okay, maybe they're more focused on management. They have great management, but they have horrible people skills at the bottom level. We have to stop putting ourselves in situations saying we want something, but just based off of a salary, because that salary is not going to push you through when you've got to slog through an 18-hour day. And maybe you find something that is so fulfilling that an 18-hour day feels like a 4-hour day, but you have to do a realistic assessment of what you truly want. And then, lastly, we have to answer the wake-up call for our future. Do we have friends and Facebook friends that align with that vision, what we want, what we consider our overall objective? Or is everything that is tied to every goal that we say we want, is it subjective? Is it subjective on how the boss makes you feel that day? Is it subjective in my line of work of how many packages you gonna get? Is it subjective, based off of the route? You don't get the route you want, or you don't get the truck you want. I'm gonna be completely honest. Once I started telling myself, it doesn't matter what truck, what vehicle, what circumstances happen, we're going to find a way to make a way. Whether it's, if we got to take a little initiative on our own and put a little, some of our resources into it. Because one thing about success is when you start walking into success does not care about the lack of resources. Failure doesn't care about the lack of resources. What success and failure cares about is initiative. And those people that continue to take initiative, it can be in their relationships, it can be with their children, with their family, it can be all of those things. But those people who take initiative, life rewards them. And then on the other end, you have people on social media who's like, oh, well, these rich people are over here trying to, keep us down. They want to pay us a low wage. No, we have to do a realistic assessment. Did we pick a job that didn't have a future? You have all the resources in the world. As a millennial, I have all the resources at my leisure to make a decision and decide, hey, is this salary going to align? Are they paying enough? Okay, if they're not paying enough, I have to go grab some more skills and actually do the research and not get a degree in underwater basket weaving that's not going to propel me. Communication majors can work for you if it's coupled with a bunch of other skills. I was blessed to have went to a university that offered a course where we got to start businesses and work on business plans and things like that and see how they worked and practice on marketing and sales. That's where a communication degree came from. Are you more of an engineering minded person and you lack the communication skills? But here's the thing, if you take a communication course while you're doing it, it's going to make you that more successful. If you couple these things and just pick up things that add them to your toolkit along the way, and you continue to grow, like YouTube is one of the only colleges these days you might need, from a standpoint of getting the knowledge, learning an industry, and foregoing the current pleasures for future success. Who do you want to be in 20 years? Forget tomorrow, forget next week, forget everything else. Forget the clout right now. Forgo the clout and take the route. And so once you start doing that and you start to get your vision together, you have to imagine what your life would look like. How will your relationships improve? How will your family life improve? How will the small things that you complain about every day, how will those things improve if you do a realistic assessment and say, you know what, hey, this relationship ain't for me. Maybe I forgo a relationship right now and I decide that I'm going to work on my career. So that way it can give you access to better people, better resources, and better opportunities. Maybe it's saying, you know what, the party lifestyle isn't for me right now. Maybe I should put some of this money that I got from this stimulus check or whatever you got, unemployment. There's a lot of people riled up because people don't want to go back to work. They want to get unemployment. Well, take that unemployment and start doing the things. And maybe it's not everybody isn't an entrepreneur. It looks slick. It looks beautiful. Like they've painted this dress of an entrepreneur, but maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you want equity in a company. Maybe you start now and get equity, so later you don't have to, break your back or be hunchback in your 60s or 70s. Those people, and God bless their souls. They're amazing people, but they didn't have the resources that we have today. So it's upon us to capitalize. So this is the Hungry Millennial telling you to answer the wake-up call. Stay locked in, stay tuned in, and do what you need to do on a daily basis, consistently. Don't, after 2 months, is this worth it? After 3 months, is it worth it? I've been there. I'm fallible, just like everybody else. Give it a couple years. Give it some time. And keep your head down and continue to slog through the difficulties of that situation. Because if you take ownership of everything, the things that, you did do well or you didn't do well, and the things that you can control, things will start to change and you'll start to love yourself because of it. And so no matter what the situation is, that you're doing everything in your power to make it happen. And that self-love is going to come in abundance. So, this is the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. I appreciate you guys. Stay locked in, stay tuned in. We still got our series Millennials Are. If you have any questions or anything that you would like for me to address on the podcast, you can reach us at PROPRAG20@gmail.com. That is proprag20@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Have a great week. Finish the week strong. Keep doing what you got to do. Stay locked in.